Hello and welcome. In this video, we will showcase some of the features of Woody.io by demonstrating how to import a dataset from one location to another. We will also provide a step-by-step explanation of how to set up a complete application in Woody.io to accomplish this task. For the demonstration, we will be using a modified version of the well-known New York Yellow Taxi dataset to simplify the process. Our objective is to transfer the data from an CSV file stored on an Azure Data Lake storage to a SQL table. Furthermore, it's important to know that this video will exclude the showcase of role configurations and options associated with them. These specific details will be covered in a separate video. This process will be recorded from a perspective of a user with a full set of rights to the application. To begin, let's create the application. Navigate to the Woody.io home menu, locate, and click the Add Application button. To initiate the Add Application process, you can access the corresponding form. Within this form, you will be able to provide a name, a description, and select an owner for the application. By clicking the Save button, you can successfully create the application. Now, let's begin the configuration process for the import task. Our objective is to transfer data from the CSV file located in an ADLS to a table on a SQL database. Since a destination needs to be set up before creating a meta model, we will start by establishing our connections. In this case, we will commence with the SQL Server. To do so, locate and click on the Management button situated in the top right corner. From there, navigate to the Connections tab. By clicking the Add Connection button, the Add Connection form will be displayed, allowing you to proceed. For our first connection, we will name it SQL Demo and enter the necessary details in the respective input fields. If you require comprehensive instructions on establishing connections, please refer to our Connections video guide. Proceeding to our second connection, we shall designate it as ADLS Demo and accurately populate all the obligatory fields. Upon finishing the input, simply click on the Save button to successfully establish the connection. However, it is worth noting that an error arises concerning authentication. We can see that the account key provided is too short, implying an incorrect value in that particular input field. This occurrence demonstrates that Woody.io verifies the connection's validity before finalizing the saving process. To rectify the issue, we need to input the correct key into the account key field and proceed to clicking the Save button once again. This time, the operation was successful. Now, let's proceed with the configuration of the meta model. Navigate to the Meta Model tab and locate the Add Meta Model button, which upon clicking will open the Add Meta Model form. Within this form, enter a name, a description, and select the connection to be associated with the meta model. In our case, it is the SQL Demo connection that we had previously created. The Meta Model menu will automatically open. We locate the Entities section and click the Add button to create a new entity. We have the option to utilize the Add New tab, allowing manual input of the entity name and its corresponding fields. However, since we already possess a table within our SQL database where we intend to replicate the data, we can simplify the process by employing the schema of that table as our entity. To achieve this, we navigate to the Add From Connection tab and select the desired entity. If necessary, we can modify the friendly name and provide a description. By toggling the switch located to the right of the Fields option, we can select all the fields associated with the entity. Finally, by clicking Save, we can successfully create the entity along with its respective fields. Additionally, let's incorporate a couple of business rules into our configuration. Considering the data set at hand, Let's specify that we only want records with a distance of 5 kilometers or less. And furthermore, we wish to identify the number of records that do not include tips. To proceed, we navigate to the Business Rules tab and click on the Add Rule button, which will then open the Add Business Rule form. For the first rule, let's assume we want the severity grade to be set as warning. We select the trip distance field, specify the condition, and enter the desired value. Moving on to the second rule, we opt for the information severity grade, choose the tip amount field, select the condition, and enter the relevant value. With the entity part now complete, we can proceed to the configuration of import templates. We locate the Import Templates section and click on the Add button, which will open the corresponding form. Within this form, we provide a name and a description. Then, we select the appropriate import type, in this case it is Azure Data Lake Connection, choose the Insert Transaction type, and select the desired connection. To finalize the process, we click on Save to save the changes and open the import template. We proceed by locating and clicking the Choose Entities button, followed by selecting the previously created entity. The entity will be displayed below, accompanied by an Edit button on the right. Clicking this button will open the Edit panel. Within the Edit panel, we enter the exact name of the CSV file we wish to import, located in the ADLS into the Entity Technical Name Input field. Next, we click on the Choose Fields button. Select all the fields listed in the menu, and then click the Save button to save these fields in the import template. In addition, we incorporate a couple of transformations for two specific fields. Let's assume that for the ID column, we desire to replace the values with unique codes. Similarly, for the Payment Type column, we aim to substitute the payment type IDs with the actual names of the corresponding payment types. For the second transformation, we need to set up a lookup table. To achieve this, we navigate to the Lookup tab within the Management menu and proceed to create a lookup. In our SQL database, we already have a reference table containing payment types, including their respective IDs and names. To proceed, we enable the Import from Source option and select the appropriate connection. We then choose the entity, which in this case is our reference table, along with all the associated fields. Once the lookup is created, we proceed to load the data by clicking on the Load Data button. Returning to our import template, we can now configure the transformation using the recently created lookup. Since our source dataset utilizes payment type IDs that need to be transformed into names, we apply the transformation to the payment type field. This can be done through the Lookup tab within the transformation form. We select the lookup we created, utilize the ID column as the lookup field, and the name column as the transform field. Finally, we publish the meta model, and we are now prepared for the import process. To proceed with the import process, we navigate to the Import page and click on the New Import button. From there, we select the appropriate import template, which directs us to the second step. In this step, we enter the necessary import details and specify the dataset we wish to import from the ADLS container. However, instead of utilizing the pass-through option, which automatically executes all import steps, including data persistence, we opt for the manual approach. After creating the import, we observe that all rows from our source dataset have been successfully imported. Moving to the Data tab, we can verify that the ID column has been populated with NuGuids, and the Payment Type column now contains the names of the respective payment types in accordance with our set transformations. In addition, the very first column provides information on the validation issues encountered for each row. For added convenience, we have the ability to apply filters to our table. As an example, we can configure a filter to display only the payment types with a value of cash. Moreover, we can make quick edits to the table, allowing us to easily modify any value. Furthermore, it is possible to add new rows simply by clicking on the Add button and populating the required fields in the corresponding form. To ensure data integrity, we can initiate the validation process by clicking the Validate Action button. This will check the data against the predefined business rules. To persist the data to the destination, we need to click the Finish button. However, since there were warnings detected during the validation process, in order to proceed with data persistence, we are required to provide a comment that adds a form of validation to our action. Once we click OK, the worker will initiate the persistence process, successfully persisting all the rows. To verify the persisted data, we can check the SQL table. And with that, we have completed the import process. We hope this video has provided you with sufficient information to carry out your own imports using Woody.io. Thanks for watching. For more detailed videos, please refer to our collection of short videos that cover each section of our software, in addition to our comprehensive written documentation.